Chicks, say hi. You're on camera. You're on camera. Chixie, you're on camera. My cat. She's on camera. She's a beautiful, beautiful tiger calico. Her name's Chixie. Yep, she's getting up. She's moving around. She's stretching. There she goes. Alright, she's out of here. She went out the door.
Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down. Hickory dickory dock, tick tock, tick tock. Hickory dickory dock, the bird looked at the clock. The clock struck two, away she flew. Hickory dickory dock, tick tock, tick tock. Hickory dickory dock, the dog barked at the clock. The clock struck three.
Alright, kids. This is Timothy Kowski from Timothy Kowski and Family, the sub-channel, the Children's Time Reads. The read for you today is going to be Pinocchio. First, I want to talk about a little Halloween safety. When the kids are out there doing the trick-or-treats, I know a lot of them do, a lot of you people, a lot of the children do trunk-or-treat now. You know, the churches do the trunk-or-treat, communities do trunk-or-treat. They have the cart trunk that's open, the candies and all that. But back when I was a kid, we would actually go door to door, ring the doorbell, get the candy, trick or treat. And I think some communities still do that. So the communities that still do that, the door-to-door trick or treating, be safe, okay? I used to tie glow sticks onto my children's clothing. So have a glow stick, so something so you can be seen. Try to stay in well lit areas. Don't talk to those strangers, people you don't know that's out there on the street. I always tell kids don't accept like caramel apples and stuff like that from people that you do not know. Like if it's like friends with the family, yes, but if it's people you did not know, no, because you never know what's in them. It's sad that there are things that's found in Halloween candy that they ain't supposed to be in it. Like they found razor blades in apples. They found sadly cannabis and drugs and candies. So just be careful out there, okay? Just be careful out there, is what I'm saying. Just be careful. Like with my beard, yeah, it's the winter. Didn't want to put my mask on. It's kind of scary. I got a Freddy mask. I did Freddy vs. Jason with my son when he was an older kid and a young teen. We would do Freddy vs. Jason and go out dressed as Freddy vs. Jason. It was always fun. That's a few Halloween safety highlights. Okay. Just be safe out there. The reason I'm just doing is not really a Halloween story. It's Pinocchio. Behind this still a Queen of Snow. Now remember, this read did not turn out very good. Remember, Stella Queen of Snow? That's going to be reread in January. So look out for this read in January. The upcoming reads here, I'm doing Pinocchio today, okay? Then in November, I'm doing Lion's Paw. November. And then December, I'm doing the Littlest Christmas Elf. Littlest Christmas Elf. Then there's going to be a couple more Stella books I hope to have by then. And I'm going to be reading some Stella, like I think there's one called the Princess of the Forest, and there's another one she's in the ocean, I believe. And then in April next year, I'm reading Mermaid Without a Tail. So that's a few upcoming reads. Be looking forward to those, kids. Here we go. Pinocchio. I'm going to take my glasses off for this now. Or just put them up on my head. What do you think? Isn't that kind of cool? Alright. Walt Disney's Pinocchio, adapted by Eugene Bradley, Coco, illustrated by Ron Diaz. Alright. And there's the opening page. One night, long, long ago, the evening star shone down across the dark sky. Its beams formed a shimmering pathway to a tiny village, whose humble little homes lay deep in a sleep. Only one house still had a light burning in the window, and that was the workshop of Geppetto, the kindly old woodcarver, who was busily carving a puppet out of wood. At last, he said, "It's finished!" cried Geppetto as he held the wooden boy high in the air. "The only thing left to do now," said Geppetto to the puppet, "is to give you a name. Let's see, shall I call you Pinocchio?" "What a good name for such a handsome boy," Jimmy Cricket said with a chirp. But Geppetto's happiness soon faded, for deep in his heart he wished that Pinocchio were a real boy. So, there's the nighttime. And there's Geppetto in the workshop finishing Pinocchio. From his bed, Geppetto looked out into the night and saw a bright evening star. "Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might, as the wish I make tonight." With all his heart, Geppetto wished that Pinocchio were a real boy. Then Geppetto drifted off to a sleep. So I'm going to show you that page. There's Geppetto He's looking out into the night, and he wished that Pinocchio were a real boy. Just then, a flash of light burst across the sky as a fairy flew straight from the evening star into Geppetto's house. "Good Geppetto," whispered the Blue Fairy, "you have given so much happiness to others. You deserve to have your wish come true." Then, with a wave of her wand, the Blue Fairy brought Pinocchio to life. So there's the Blue Fairy, and there's Pinocchio sitting on the shelf, and the Blue Fairy is bringing him to life. Jimmy Cricket watched in amazement as Pinocchio began to walk and talk. "Am I a real boy?" Pinocchio asked the Blue Fairy. "No, Pinocchio," she answered. "First you must prove yourself to be brave, truthful, and unselfish." Brave, truthful, and unselfish. You must also learn to choose between right and wrong. Remember, choose between right and wrong. "But how do I know what is right or wrong?" he asked. "Your conscience will tell you," said the Blue Fairy. "What's a conscience?" asked Pinocchio. "That's the small voice that people don't always listen to," Jiminy Cricket answered with a chirp. "Yes," said the Blue Fairy. She made Jiminy Cricket kneel down before her, and she dubbed him Pinocchio's official conscience. It was his job to see that Pinocchio did only what was right, and the Blue Fairy vanished. So there's the Blue Fairy talking to Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket. And this Jiminy Cricket right here, looking at, and Pinocchio is looking at him, okay? Saying, "Okay, that's gonna be my conscience." Remember, brave, truthful, and unselfish. When Geppetto awoke, he could not believe his eyes. "My wish had come true," he shouted. "Pinocchio is alive." Although Geppetto soon realized that Pinocchio was still made out of wood, it mattered little to him. "I shall love you just the way you are," he said. He told Pinocchio. Then he explained that Pinocchio must go to school like all boys. And so that very morning, Pinocchio happily set off. Pinocchio hadn't gone very far when Gideon, a cat, and Balfellow, a sly fox, saw him. Balfellow thought, "A wood boy with no strings? I bet Stromboli, the puppeteer, would pay a pretty price for him." Balfellow convinced Pinocchio that acting was the life for him and sold him to Stromboli. So Pinocchio never made it to school. So this Geppetto holding Pinocchio, and this sly fox talking to Pinocchio, and they're keeping him from going to school, and they sold him to a puppeteer named Stromboli. That night, after Pinocchio had performed 2 rounds of applause, Stromboli locked him away in a cage. "How am I ever going to get out of this horrible place?" sobbed Pinocchio. Just then a voice called out, "Don't worry, Pinocchio, I'll save you." It was Jiminy Cricket. He pulled, pushed, and shook the lock, but couldn't get Pinocchio out. Suddenly, the blue fairy appeared once more. "Pinocchio, why didn't you go to school?" she asked. "I was brought here by a big green monster who was going to cook me for his supper," he lied. Pinocchio's nose began to grow and grow. "You're lying, Pinocchio," said the blue fairy sadly, "and as plain as the nose on your face." Remember, Pinocchio's nose grows when he lies. But there's the bully locking up Pinocchio in the cage. And there's Jiminy Cricket trying to get the lock open. And then Pinocchio is lying to the blue fairy. "Please give him one more chance," pleaded Jiminy Cricket. "I'll make sure he never lies again." "One more chance, that's all you have," said the blue fairy, and she set Pinocchio free. He promised never to lie again, and he headed straight for school. But on the way, Pinocchio was stopped by Bowfella once more. "Where are you going to on such a fine day?" he said with a sneer. "To school," replied Pinocchio. "Ha! School! There's no place for a boy like you," said Bowfella, laughing. "If you follow me, I'll show you a place that's much more fun. Pleasure Island." So Pinocchio's nose is growing. There's like a nest right there, and Jiminy Cricket is in the nest, and then the sly fox is trying to convince Pinocchio to go to Pleasure Island and not to school where he's supposed to be. "Don't go, Pinocchio," warned Jiminy Cricket, but Pinocchio did not listen. Before he knew it, Bowfella had sold him to the mean old driver of the Pleasure Island stagecoach. The coach was pulled away by 6 unhappy donkeys. The coachman went from village to village, buying up all the boys he could. Once the coach was full, he headed to the ferry bound for Pleasure Island. Pinocchio sat aside a loudmouth boy named Lampwick. "Don't worry about a thing," Lampwick said with a chuckle. "Once we get to Pleasure Island, we won't have to listen to anyone or worry about what's right or what's wrong." So there's the stagecoach on its way to Pleasure Island. And there's Pinocchio sitting next to Lampwick. And there's the ferry to the island. On Pleasure Island, Pinocchio forgot everything the blue fairy had told him. He fought with the other boys, smoked corn-cob pipes, tossed rocks through windows, and yelled and screamed with all his might. Then he followed Lampwick down Tobacco Lane to the pool hall. "This is a great place," Lampwick shouted. Pinocchio. But as Pinocchio turned to his friend, he could not believe his eyes. Lampwick had suddenly grown long ears and a small Lampwick and tail. Lampwick had turned into a donkey. Uh-oh. Pinocchio felt the top of his head and looked down at his behind too. He too had spotted donkey ears and tail. Now he knew where the coachman got his tired, sad-looking donkeys. Uh-oh. So they got turned into donkeys. This is them heading to the pool hall. And this is them turning into donkeys. Uh-oh. Come with me before it's too late, cried Jiminy Cricket. They quietly followed Pinocchio to Pleasure Island. As fast as they could, Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket ran through the gates of Pleasure Island and jumped off the cliffs into the sea. Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket swam all the way back to the land and rushed to Geppetto's house. But when they arrived, Geppetto was gone. Maybe something awful happened to him, cried Pinocchio. Just then a beautiful white dove dropped a note from high above. It's from Geppetto, said Jiminy Cricket. And it says that he went looking for you and was swallowed by a whale named Monstro. He's alive, but he's trapped inside the whale. So there's Jiminy Cricket and Pinocchio diving off the cliff. And then they swam home. And then there's the note that the white dove dropped. I must find them, cried Pinocchio. Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket leapt into the sea to start their search. Soon they spotted Monstro and got as close as they could to the snoring whale. Suddenly Monstro opened his eyes and mouth and gulped down a school of fish. Pinocchio was swallowed along with them. Inside the whale, Geppetto was fishing. He felt a tug on his line and reeled it in. Pinocchio was the other end. My son, shouted Geppetto. I thought I'd never see you again. So he fall to the bottom of the sea, and there's the whale eating the fish. I missed you so much, Father, said Pinocchio. I've been a bad boy, and I'm sorry. That's all right, my son, said Geppetto. The important thing is all of us to get out of here safely. I have an idea, cried Pinocchio. Let's build a fire. I'll make Monstro sneeze out of here. So they built a fire, and the smoke tickled Monstro's nose till he let out a huge sneeze. Pinocchio and Geppetto went sent flying out to sea on the tiny raft. But then Monstro came charging after the raft. Soon Monstro caught up with the raft and splintered it with one blow of his powerful tail. Geppetto was sinking. Never mind me, he cried. Save yourself, my son. But Pinocchio swam back to Geppetto and helped him stay afloat. Geppetto was washed safely ashore, but Pinocchio did not fare as well. Geppetto found him lying in the water among the rocks, lifeless. So there are them building the fire, and then in the raft, and then the whale is chasing them, and then they're on the shore. Geppetto took Pinocchio home. As he wept, a soft voice said, Pinocchio, you proved yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish. Now you will be a real boy. Pinocchio moved it and blinked his eyes. He was alive and no longer wooden. Geppetto danced for joy. Jiminy Cricket was happy too. And Pinocchio, he had sure proof that when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. And there they are, dancing for joy. Alright, kids. What did we learn? Be brave, truthful, and unselfish. That's why I repeated those words a couple of times. Because Pinocchio was brave when he built that fire and rescued his father. He told the truth. He goes, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I was a bad boy. So he told the truth. And then the unselfish act, you know, instead of saving himself, he saved his father. That was the unselfish act, you know. And doing those things, he became a real boy. Sadly, in this world, there are a lot of untruthful people out there. There's a lot of people that's going to bully you, put you down. But we have to stand brave amongst them. Right? You gotta be truthful to your teachers and your parents when you make a mistake or when you mess up. And you have to show some unselfishness from time to time. Don't just think about yourself. Hey, I want this toy. Think about how hard your dad might be working, or how hard your mom might be working. Or you might be a child from a single parent, and how hard they work. Sometimes you can't be selfish, right? That's all what I got to say. That was the Pinocchio story. Stay safe during the Halloween, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one, which will be the Lion's Ball. Take care, kids, and God bless.